Already recording.
Oh, fair enough. Yay!
Hi.
Hi.
Wild Eye 77 at Dock of the Blue Box. Back for some Battlefront 2 Order 69. Look at that. You get
Again.
two in 1 week. Two in
I
one,
know, right?
unless you're one of those fucking weird people that actually consider Sunday the beginning of the week.
No, those people. No, there's a special place in hell for people who think Sunday's the first day of the week.
Yeah, right. We all know the first day of the week is Monday. That's why we hate it so much.
Yeah, but Tuesday's the new Monday.
And Wednesday's the new Tuesday, which is the new Monday.
Right, which makes Saturday the new Friday.
Look, let's just put it this way. If it's anything other than Friday or Saturday, we hate you. And I include Sunday in that because Sunday we spend all day Sunday realizing that tomorrow's Monday. Kind of ruins the fun.
It does. Yeah, I hate Sundays. Friday nights are my favorite, though, because I know I can go to bed and just not set my alarm clock, and the next day I don't have to do shit. And then, Saturday nights is when you go to bed, you wake up Sunday, you go, fuck, I have to go to work tomorrow.
That's it.
Yeah.
But we're set up.
Oh, I see. Starfighter Assault? Okay.
Of course. Why not? We mostly
done
do
this in a
all.
while.
Yeah, we mostly do all the run and gun stuff. We barely do Starfighter Assault. I figure we could start off with one or two. Just
all
to
right,
stretch
I'll let
the
you have
legs.
a couple of matches today that you're actually decent at.
Hey, I haven't done too bad the last couple episodes. Oh, you should have seen Jen this morning. Jen Boop was playing Call of Duty, and she damn near pulled off a nuclear.
Oh, really?
Oh, she was having a hell of a game. World War II. I don't know if it's a nuclear on there, but she was 2 kills away from it, and I was sitting there dumbfounded. And she got hit with a fucking S-mine, a bouncing Betty that she didn't see, and it killed her. And I'm like, no. Even I'm sitting there like, no. Like, holy shit, she was close. She was close. She almost had it.
Oh, connection to the game has been lost.
I'm still loading.
I know, hang on. Mine always does that for some reason. I'm joining back in.
Haha. Fondor.
You're gonna what? You're gonna fondle me.
There's a Star Destroyer docked for repairs at the shipyard. Vulnerable.
Oh, yeah, it won't let me in for some reason.
Guess I'll have to back out.
Hang on. Let me try one more time. I don't know what it is. For some reason, mine always, the first match always, it says it can't be connected, and then when I go into the second one, everything's fine. Never
Well,
could
especially
figure.
since it's saying it's... Yeah, especially since it's saying we need 2 more players.
Yeah, it won't let me in. Yeah, go ahead and back out. We'll try it again.
I backed out. Now I'm looking at the Battlefront 2 screen. As
You pulled out?
I pulled out.
Your pull-out game is obviously stronger than mine.
No, not really. I've got 2 more kids than you do.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Actually, for another 8 months, I have 3 more kids than you do.
That's true. That is true. I can't wait for October to get here. Bring on them tax returns, baby.
Oh, Jesus.
Bring on them deductions. Alright, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Unclean, unclean. Oh, Lord. So, yeah, that's what I was doing after I dropped her off from work. What we were talking about before we started recording.
Yeah.
So fuck it, I've had no luck with the entertainment industry trying to get some guests on, but fuck it, I'll shoot for that one. Because I figured, you know what? One, it'll piss a lot of people off, but it would bring a lot of traffic to the channel. And 2, this person does like to talk.
That's true.
And
That's very true.
And maybe being in an environment where it's not so much hostile would be appealing.
Alright.
So who knows? I'm not going to say who. I'm not jinxing myself. I'm already figuring it's not going to happen. But...
Right, but still, yeah.
I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah. All I'm going to say is if Aggro Dad is watching this, he's going to want to be praying this happens.
Yeah.
Hey, for some reason, mine's not letting me join.
Maybe it just doesn't like the Starfighter for some reason. Or maybe you're just making it up so you don't have to play Starfighter.
I'm not making it up. I'll take a screenshot of it and send it to you. Yeah, I did it again. The connection to the game server's been lost. Check your internet settings. Alright, hang on. Let me drop out of the party and do an internet test real quick. You go ahead and play. I'll drop back in a minute.
I just dropped out already, so...
Oh, well, shit. Alright.
That's fine. We'll sit on screen and wait for you.
Alright, I'll be right back then.
He has returned.
We're back. Alright, let's see if we can get this to work now. Alright, now try it.
Alright, third time's the charm, guys. If not, then I guess it's on to typical run and gun.
Oh, man. Okay, so... I don't know how you feel about this right now. But I want to talk about it because at first I was going to, and then I decided I didn't want to. But now I kind of do because of some other things that have come to light. This Momo thing.
Momo?
Right?
You mean
Yeah,
the
thing
hoax,
is
the
happening.
joke, the fake?
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I'm not entirely. I don't buy that it's a hoax. I just don't buy it. When it first started, it was this big scare thing, and then YouTube came out and said, "We guarantee you that this is a hoax. We have no Momo videos on our platform." They said that. And then 2-3 days ago, they said, "We have demonetized every video that has Momo in it."
But if you dig into it,
we've demonetized every Momo video.
If you dig into it, because this has actually been reported by the news sources itself, like actual news channels and stuff of that nature, that it has been found that the what was reported about Momo being intermixed with like Peppa Pig or Fortnite videos or Minecraft videos was found to be false. However, there has been a lot of propaganda videos going up on YouTube of people who supposedly called the Momo
the number
thing, or other people doing satire or parody Momo videos. And stuff of that nature. I think that's what YouTube is meaning. Now, you're not wrong. YouTube probably was talking out its ass about like, oh, there's no Momo. I'm sure there was.
Oh yeah, I know there was.
You know, but has it resurfaced the way it's been reported? No. No, it's a fraud.
Fair enough.
Or at best a copycat. And quite honestly, I mean, do you know what the Momo thing actually is?
It's a statue, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's a very ugly statue in Japan.
Yeah.
I believe dealing with like fertility or some shit.
Well, that's convenient.
I believe it's what it's supposed to be. You know, it's a chicken with the Momo head.
Yeah.
Is literally what it is.
Yeah.
You know, so to believe that this thing is dangerous, and quite honestly, I mean, we could definitely talk about this, because as a father who lets his kids on YouTube, I can say this: even if the Momo thing was real, let's say for the sake of argument it is real, Momo's out there now, right now, you know, trying to get your kids to commit suicide and shit. Let's just, for the sake of argument, we'll go with that. All right?
Right.
there's a simple way of stopping that from happening. Monitor what the fuck your kids are doing online.
Yeah.
Be a parent. My kids do not watch shit that I don't know about. They don't have access to anything I don't know about when they're in my custody, because I do have shared custody with my ex-wife. And what they do with her, I have no control over. However, when they're in my custody, I am fully aware of what they're doing, what they're watching, who they're talking to, all the above.
Right.
If you're not paying that much attention to your children's life, not that I wish harm on your children, but whatever may happen to your children is your fault.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like these parents that, you know, I had this conversation with my aunt while we were in Arkansas a month and a half, 2 months ago. You know, these kids that they get their parents to buy them the game Grand Theft Auto, and then the parents get mad at the developers for putting this game in their kids' hands. They didn't put the game in your kids' hands. You fucking did.
Well, see, things like that bother me too, because I'm not a person that blames the game industry, just like I won't blame YouTube. Look, we all know there's shitty content out there. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Hell, people could argue that we're shitty content. You know, first off, it's in the eye of the beholder. One, two.
Right.
You know, it's up to the parent. At the end of the day, it's up to the parent. If you didn't teach your shitty snot-nosed kid that they should not emulate a fucking violent video game, then it's not just they have no business playing a violent video game. You have no business buying it for them. It's not the developer's fault. The developer created something.
Yep.
You know, they created an art. You're the one that chose to be a part of that art. And if you can't understand its process, or you hand it to somebody who doesn't comprehend its process, or you don't correct inappropriate behaviors because of its process, that's you.
Yeah.
We need to keep them from holding
Agreed.
Destroy that communications array.
You know, the problem is everybody today wants their children to be raised by multimedia. Virtual babysitters as opposed to
cheaper than hiring a babysitter. Yeah, I mean,
as opposed to being a real parent yourself.
Yep. That's the problem. I say that, and then I'm gonna, there's gonna be times where I put my kid in front of the fucking TV and be like, just watch this for a while, shut up. Like.
Oh, yeah, I've done it too, especially when they were newborns. I found something with a lot of noise and a lot of music or something like that caught their interest to give me freaking 5 minutes of not having to hold them or whatever else, so I could like take a piss in peace or grab a sandwich or something. We've all done it as a parent, but I mean, that was a distraction for a couple minutes, not wake up in the morning, here's the TV,
all day,
here's a tablet, here's YouTube, go entertain yourself and raise yourself.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You still have to interact with your children. And if you can't interact with your children, or you don't want to interact with your children, don't have kids.
Only one cruiser remains.
But stop blaming the video game industry. Stop blaming violent movies or even music. And I'm a person who hates rap. I absolutely hate rap, and I believe it created a culture of shitty people who actually believe that it's okay to be a gangbanger and
a rapist.
Stuff of that nature. With that being said, though, I don't blame the rap artists. They just created their art, as shitty as their art is. I blame the children who took that shit seriously, and the parents who never said, you're not going to grow up like this. You're not going to believe this type of shit. You're not going to listen to this type of shit.
Right.
That's on the parents.
Yep, I completely agree.
So I can't even blame the shitty rappers. I can blame them for creating a really fucking terrible art and glorifying a really shitty lifestyle, but I don't blame the artists for the way people are. I blame the people themselves and their parents for allowing them. That's taking responsibility. I'm constantly blasting my kids when they're listening to some bullshit, you know, that I don't approve of. Because it's a message is appropriate. Let's put it this way. And this is the best way I can describe it. This is the absolute best way I can describe it. You've heard my music. My music, what I wrote, what I created. Now, I'm not saying my music's better than rap, even though it is, because we use actual instruments, and I took time and effort into creating it. But that's not the point of the statement. I will tell you my shit is inappropriate for younger audiences. I did not write happy-go-lucky John Denver tunes.
Right.
And I would tell you straight out, you're a fucking terrible parent if you let your children listen to my music. I would tell you that.
Audience.
Right, that's not my targeted audience. You are a shit parent if you let them listen to my music. Because it wasn't written for them.
Yeah.
It was written for mature adults or older teenagers who understand the concept of fantasy and reality.
Right.
You know, and I for one, even though I'm no, you know, high-paid celebrity or star, if I was, I'd be the first one to tell you I'm also not your kids' role model.
Right.
That is not my goal. I do this because I enjoy playing music, writing music. I write it for the people that enjoy my music. But I'm not a role model. You know, I'm not a role model. If you think I'm a role model for your kids or that I should be a role model for my kids, you failed as a parent because technically the role model should be you.
No, you're not wrong. No, you're completely right. Who was it? Which member of Twisted Sister was it that went before Congress?
Dee Schneider.
Back, yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Dee Schneider, I remember that. He put him on blast for censorship back in the day. That was the war. That was the war against Tipper Gore, Al Gore's wife, who wanted to completely censor music or art in general, music and movies. It's the whole reason we had the parental advisory sticker now, and that lyrics started getting printed on albums.
Yeah.
Was because of that movement. Yeah, I remember absolutely about it.
Successful. Commence destruction of Republic
I figured you would.
Yeah. Look, I don't know if you know the band Anthrax. If you don't, or you do, look up Anthrax Ode to Tipper Gore. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
It was off of their album Attack of the Killer Bees, which was usually like B-sides and stuff of that nature. But look up Ode to Tipper Gore or the song Starting Up a Posse. Both of those were tributed to that era. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I will.
Clone troopers are attempting to free their ship.
So.
Do not allow. Covering fire.
Oh, we're
Well,
the
at
droids.
least Battlefront's working this time.
Yeah, but the sad thing is if you notice, it's again all
Threat detected.
Prequel.
Prequel.
Light cruisers incoming.
Yeah.
Not that I have a major issue with prequel, mind you,
Right.
but you know, I would like to spend more
Hop in
time.
X-Wing. Okay. I think somebody just took control of my fucking fighter, because I was flying straight dead ahead. I didn't touch any of the controls, and all of a sudden it just banged hard right up into the Star Destroyer I was under.
Dude, I think that happens on certain
Intercept attack run.
certain games anyway.
Does it?
Oh yeah, because like Call of Duty, it happened to me like last night playing Call of Duty with Jen. You know, I'll be fucking dudes up, and then all of a sudden it seems like my bullets won't hit them. Not even a hit marker. I got them dead to sight, and it says I never fired.
Right.
You know, or it'll take me a full clip to kill somebody. It takes them one bullet, and we're using the same gun.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, it makes no sense. There's inconsistencies in certain games.
Intercept.
Remember lag switches?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I used to lose my fucking mind.
Oh, you bitch about lag switches. Don't forget the aim dot, which people actually paid money for. For people who don't know what this is, the aim dot was you would buy this little light up dot that you would put in the middle of your TV screen, right where your iron sight would line up. And it was always there, so you always knew where your shot was. It was especially useful for hip firing.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. People pay good money for this shit.
Yeah.
And I would
just put a piece of tape on your fucking TV.
That's what I was going to say. Put a piece of tape with a fucking pen marker on the tape.
Yeah. Yeah.
Save yourself fucking $30. But again, it used to annoy me. It's like, really, dude, aim bots and these sight dots and everything else. And I argue the scuff controllers. My son's got one. I hate these fucking things.
Really?
I hate them.
I thought about getting one.
I hate them. To me, it's cheating. If you can't, you have no skill. If you can't play the game at the level you think you are with a default controller.
Well, I know I can, but now I just want to, get a nice. I feel like blowing $200 on a controller now that I can. Now that I have that option.
I mean, it's not necessarily cheating. I'm not going to call it cheating. It's just you take the game, first off, way too seriously if you own that fucking thing.
What's that participation trophy thing again?
Yeah, and then second off, you have the nerve to sit there and blast players for not being as good as you, but like, gee, I'm keeping up with you without having jump at my fucking fingertips or aim assist or whatever else you guys are fucking using. I have to pull the trigger fully down instead of having the little fucking restrictor to make
the quick bumpers, yeah.
The quick bumpers and shit like that. You're not as good as you think you are. I saw a dude at GameStop. I want to say about a month ago. Had picked up one at GameStop. That I guess before you used to have to get them custom made.
Right.
Now you can just go to GameStop and buy them. $150 fucking dollars for a controller. For a controller.
Well, you can't take it with you.
Enemy bombers destroyed.
Yeah, but it's bad enough I pay $50 for a basic controller. You want me to pay $150 to add little paddles on the back and fucking bump stocks on the fucking triggers? That's ridiculous. You like being number one on the kill list every Call of Duty game that much? Fuck that. Block that. I don't need it that badly.
Hey, speaking of Call of Duty, you said something about I need to get a Call of Duty game to just kind of waste time with so I can play with you guys.
Uh-huh.
Just a little run and gun thing. Which one do you guys have?
World War II. I mean, I got a bunch of them, but World War II is the one we actually enjoy playing.
Is it?
Because it's not the futuristic bullshit Call of Duty. Although I did enjoy Advanced Warfare. I don't mind Infinite Warfare, but it's not Black Ops. Black Ops is garbage. Anybody who says otherwise.
Yeah. I did like World at War.
Well,
World at War quite a bit.
It's basically World at War better.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Because it is returning back to World War II. And, it's 2 years old now, so it's
every Call of Duty game ever until Modern Warfare came out.
They need to come out with another Modern Warfare. Oh, do they need another mod? But you know what? I was against World War II. I was. Because of the fact that you're right. It's been there, done that. Mm-hmm. I really want a Korean War or Vietnam War Call of Duty.
Well, wasn't Black Ops Vietnam?
Half Vietnam. Half modern day. And then Black Ops 2 went into the future. I want a full-on Vietnam game, or Cuban Crisis, or there's been other wars. especially for America. There's been other wars. If you're gonna do a game, do one of those.
Yeah.
Give me something I've not done before.
Give me a Call of Duty that's the war on liberalism.
Yes, you're running around just shooting all people in pink pussy hats.
Well, I was gonna say you just have Twitter fights.
Oh, that's no fun.
Well, that's what it's gonna be.
Hey, I still stand by the fact that I think women's underwear is the secret to world peace. You laugh, but I'm dead serious.
I tend to agree with you.
You get every man in every army around the world, and you put them in a pair of silk panties, and you march them around for 5 miles, they're going to feel too damn good to shoot anybody.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, you're going to love a patch I picked up yesterday.
Oh, God.
You know I'm ex-Navy.
Yeah.
Well, I picked up a patch that finally, I think, rivals the, I told you before about the bumper sticker I saw, that said, yes, the Marine Corps is a department of the Navy, the men's department.
Uh-huh.
I think I found something that finally rivals it, and it's getting sewn on as we speak to my coat. It says, the best Marine is a submarine.
Your time's up.
They will pay for that.
Nice.
I saw that, I had to pick it up. I was at Columbus Mart as a flea market and saw this patch. I'm like, yeah, $3, I'll buy it.
Best Marine is a submarine. Dude, I'm sucking.
Yeah, I'm not doing so well this round. I did better last round.
Right now I'm at 4-9.
But this Darth Marin
Go on,
asshole's getting on my nerves.
Probably should get away from this before it explodes.
Might be a smart idea. Come on, I slowed down purposefully.
Caution advised.
Come on. I really hated that they added this, that you have to wait to come back in.
Failure appears imminent.
Instead of just the instant respawn.
Continue control tower defense.
Yay, I helped. It's shake and bake and I helped. Falcon's gone.
Counter offensive advised.
God damn it.
Load.
Yes! Alright, now things might turn out a little better.
Oh, come on, Poe Dameron. We got this. Let's see, really see if you really are one hell of a pilot. Alright, fuck you. I guess you are. I can't line up on you, so fuck it. I'm not gonna waste time on it. And of course, he comes up behind me and shoots me in the ass.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, the Momo thing, it really, if anything, hoax or not hoax, what it should teach more than anything else, in my mindset, is be a parent. Be aware. If you don't want your child to be a statistic to shit, just like with bullying and everything else, be aware and educate.
Yep.
In this day and age, too many people think like it's the teacher's job, or it's the government's job, or it's Mr. Rogers' job to raise your kids and educate. No, it is yours.
Yep. Yep.
Odds of success dwindling.
You know, and if you can't accept that responsibility, then you have no business breeding.
Right? Well, that's half the people in this fucking country.
Republic
Yeah, I know.
Mars
That's why
eliminated.
abortions are so high.
Run canceled.
Yeah. Well, I can't have consequences to my actions.
Sense your anger.
How would I get ahead in life and still be able to do what I want to do?
Yeah, God forbid I have to face the consequences of my actions.
Yeah.
Error detected.
Ugh.
Doors opening.
Like these people that just scream their heads off whenever they're getting a ticket saying, no, I'm not taking the ticket, and then they get arrested and they say, why are you arresting me? Like, it's... people really fucking...
Oh, we
I
have
just-
a message on YouTube. I don't know if you have the YouTube chat up.
Oh, hang on a second. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I see it. Hang on. It's Kyler Knowles. I'm currently deciding which Star Wars book to read. My two options are Twilight Company and Path of Destruction. Which one would you guys recommend?
I don't. I'm looking. I don't really know Path of Destruction, so because of that, I would
That's a
defaultly.
Bane novel.
That's a Bane novel. Well, all right. Bane wins
it's-
over Twilight Company,
Yep.
bar none. But if you're talking
Yeah,
about
Path
like
of
new
Destruction's the
canon,
first Bane novel.
okay. Well, it's been a while since I read the Bane novel, so I just didn't recognize the name. I was actually thinking, like, is that a canon book I haven't read yet? You know.
No, not yet. I wish it was canon.
But Twilight Company's not bad. If you're looking for new canon, definitely read Twilight Company. But if you're just looking for a good Star Wars book, the Bane trilogy
Bane trilogy is solid.
is wins. Just wins.
Yeah, Twilight Company. Like, I like Twilight Company. It was kind of slow for me getting into it, but once it did, once you get to the Battle of Hoth, it was like, oh shit, this is Star Wars now. But
Spoiler.
well, no, it's that doesn't really spoil anything. Oh yeah, there's a big battle on Hoth in Star Wars, in case you didn't know.
Spoiler.
But
Highest impaired.
easy. Yeah, Luke Skywalker's in it.
Shut up. Detected.
Is he watching an alien masturbate?
No, he's not in the book. He's in Star Wars. There's a character in Star Wars named Luke Skywalker.
Wow.
I know, right?
Is he related to anybody famous?
I don't know. Well, there was this Anakin Skywalker guy one time that he may or may not be related to, but I don't want to tell anything.
No. Again, it really depends. If you're looking for things that tie into the movies as they are today, then definitely Twilight Company. However, if you're just looking
Yeah.
for a good, enjoyable Star Wars book and don't
You
care
want
if
a
it's
solid
canon or
trilogy?
not, solid trilogy, then yeah, Bane.
Yeah, Bane's a solid trilogy. Yeah.
Thank you very much for the
And you
question.
you want to know something though? Hey, you
I
wanna do
backed
some
out so
class?
we can go to some. Yeah, I just backed out so we could.
Yay. Actually, you want to know something, and I can't believe I'm saying this.
I can't believe you're
Last
saying
night
it
I
either.
decided to. I know. Last night I decided to try falling asleep watching Last Jedi. And the first time I watched Last Jedi in a few months, and I'm not gonna lie, I am really starting to see where people are coming from. How they say they don't like this movie.
It's wearing on you.
It's wearing on me badly. The movie's not aging well for me. I really liked it when it first came out, but as of now, it's. And to be honest, last night was the first time I ever watched the movie, and the whole conversation between Hux and Poe at the beginning, where he's like, "It's from his mother," or whatever, a message for your mother. That for the first time I went, ugh,
I told
when
you.
I was listening to it. I know, and for the first time I was like, that's not good.
See, I like Last Jedi. I'm never gonna not like Last Jedi.
Yeah, but I can definitely see where people are coming from.
But some of the jokes really did not land for me. They felt completely out of place, forced. And of course, certain characters or situations were like, ugh, take your politics out of my Star Wars. You know, but overall, I enjoyed the movie for what it was. The narrative, I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, you ruined not my Luke Skywalker, hashtag, whatever. No, I'm fine with the surprises Rian Johnson did, but, when you had the bipolar side of it, where people were either really hating this movie or really loving this movie like it's the next Empire Strikes Back, I was always like, yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah. No, I just, I watched it last night, and for the first time I was going, not a fan. Which sucks, because I really did like Last Jedi from the get-go, you know what I mean?
I still like Last Jedi. I still enjoy it.
And well, no, I enjoy it, but it's one of those now where I look at it and I'm going, I'm not gonna lie, it does feel slightly tainted in my opinion now. Like last night's viewing kind of tainted it for me.
We must clear all Republic
Wow.
forces on Kashyyyk.
So it can't be. It can't just be the about his mother's joke. What else? What else? Ruined
No,
it
no,
for
no.
you?
It was, that was the biggest thing that at first where I was just like, okay, oh crap. And maybe it was because of that I started looking at it more critically on other things. Like the whole, and I defended this from the get-go, and now I'm looking at it going, that could have been handled differently with Luke throwing the lightsaber. When Rey hands it to him.
Oh, I hated that. Even though, like I said, I don't hate the Luke Skywalker change. It wasn't even a change. It wasn't even a change.
The version
it was
that
just
they did, yeah.
the version they decided to go with. Even though I didn't hate that, I hated the fact that I don't see him disrespecting his father's
The
lightsaber.
lightsaber that Ben gave him, yeah. So
If anything, if anything, if you wanted to keep the narrative that he was at, that he didn't want to be returned back to being a Jedi and being dragged back into the universe and dealing with all the shit that was going on, they should just have him return the lightsaber back to Rey and walk off.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Not flip it over his shoulder for shock
Or just,
value or
just
laugh.
walk past her like he did, but just throw it at her on the way by, just toss it back at her.
Drop it at her feet or something. You keep it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, that last night, it was the first time I looked at it and went, no.
However, there's some things they did with Luke that I absolutely love. His first training sequence with Rey was beautiful.
I like that, yeah.
The slapping her hand with the Although
with
I
the
will
reed.
admit that was less Luke and more Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I see it being a little bit of like playful Yoda in Empire Strikes Back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I did see that aspect out of it too. But
look, I will say this much: the Yoda scene is still top notch for me. When Yoda, I still love the Yoda popping up in Last Jedi. I still adore that scene.
As you should. But the other thing, like when he's sitting there telling the story about the Jedi's hubris, allowing Darth Sidious to rise into power and destroy the Jedi. That was beautifully done.
Yeah.
So I mean, there was some great things in Last Jedi that unfortunately people allowed their hatred of particular things to destroy.
Right.
And again, I'm guilty of it. There may be great things in fucking the Canto Bight scenes, but I absolutely despise Canto Bight.
Yeah.
So I'm fair enough to say I might be guilty of that.
Yeah, no. And I still really enjoy the dialogue between Snoke and Kylo. When Kylo's first introduced into the film, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking about how he was bested by a girl who had never even held a lightsaber, and then he hits him with the lightning. He's like, "You failed!" Like that entire conversation is just, I mean, still, it's a great conversation, in my opinion.
Well, not only is it a great,
but it's
not only was it great dialogue and a great conversation, I really feel that was literally like JJ and Ryan Johnson turning around saying, "Suck it, people. We hear your complaints."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And your complaint about her being too powerful doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter in the slightest. We're going to address it, we're going to laugh at it, and we're going to move on.
Right. Well, hang on. Kyler Knowles just commented. He said, the thing that made the movie not age well for me was fans telling me that I was stupid and not a real fan for liking it when it first came out.
Agreed.
Yeah. It didn't help, you know? But I still defended it vehemently then. You know, even when people told me I was stupid, I lost viewers on the Canon Podcast, Canon Library because of that. But I still stuck with it, you know, and even now I'll still defend it, saying that I still enjoy the film. I'm not going to be one of these guys that bashes Rian Johnson and says it's the worst Star Wars movie ever made, but I can see where people are coming from on it. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, no, I've always been able to see where they're coming from, but I agree with Mr. Knowles here, because I mean, we're in the business of talking about movies, particularly on so many podcasts about Star Wars. And I always, cringed at the idea of talking about Last Jedi, not because I don't feel it was a quality movie, I do, but because I was afraid of the backlash that would come.
Walk on eggshells while we talk about it.
Right, either I'm going to offend the people who actually enjoyed the movie like I did, because I could say that I agree with some of the points of view from the people who don't like it, or I'm going to piss everybody off because I'm a Disney fanboy or whatever else, because I actually enjoyed the film for what it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you saw that. You saw that I took heat personally on Star Wars Canon Podcast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, yeah. I ended up having to block that guy.
Yeah, the dude personally attacked me, not my point of view.
Yep.
He personally attacked me because of my point of view.
Yeah.
I didn't care. It's just an internet tough guy. But, I mean, the fact of the matter is, it made it hard to not only enjoy the film, but to want to discuss it with others.
Right. Kyler says, just pull a Geeks and Gamers and have your channel blow up as soon as you hate on Last Jedi.
Dude, he really has made a career out of blasting that movie, hasn't he?
Yeah, he did.
I remember I first subscribed to him before Last Jedi came out, because I thought he was a decent channel. I didn't think it was great, but I thought he was decent. And I'm the last person to ever blast anybody on their podcast. Yeah, my podcasts are a little better than amateur porn. I mean, I will not blast anybody else. I will not blast anybody else for their podcasts. But when he locked on to hating Last Jedi and the SJW parts on it, even though I agree, it was like, dude, enough.
Yeah.
You know, even I'm sitting there
beating a dead horse. It gets to a point where you're beating a dead horse.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I unsubscribed because he just would not stop.
Yeah.
As a fan, not as a content creator, as a fan, it was like, you've turned me off from wanting to be a part of your show.
Yep.
Outlet forces nearing total decimation.
Well, yeah, I just, and I'm not gonna lie, part of me is starting to get to the point where I'm almost convinced she's gonna end up being a Skywalker.
I don't.
And not like some not indirectly. I think they're gonna end up saying that she's directly a Skywalker. And I'm almost more convinced now than ever that it's gonna happen. Do I want it to happen? No, but I think it's gonna happen. Hey, Jay's watching.
Hey, what's up, Jake?
He says, hello, what have we here? That's convenient, Jay, because you definitely belong here in the clouds with us.
I'm only trying to help. No, I don't think she's a Skywalker.
Save hand.
I think I told you that before. I think JJ had more planned for her than just being a nobody. So I definitely think JJ is going to be retconning that in 9. However, I'm still more believing that if there's Skywalker blood in her at all, it's going to be intermixed with Kenobi. I am thoroughly convinced that she's going to be Kenobi's granddaughter. And the reason I'm convinced of that, again, is going back to The Force Awakens and The Vision. And the only one that spoke to her was Kenobi.
Yoda had dialogue in there, too.
He
you
didn't
hear
speak.
Him, you know.
You heard him speak.
He
didn't speak
directly to
her.
Rey. Right.
The only one that spoke to her was Kenobi.
You're right. You're right.
So
Yep.
I'm thoroughly convinced she's going to be a Kenobi. Now, there's a tie. Is there a tie-in with the lightsaber and everything else?
We'll find out.
You know,
Kyler Null
for it to
says
be a
same here
Skywalker.
because Kyler Null says same here because that would make a lot of people happy.
See, I don't think
It's pandering. He's right though. I'm with him because I think they're gonna pander.
Well,
I
I
just
mean,
have this feeling like Disney, Lucasfilm are just like, look, we gotta pander
that
to the
was
people who are
terrible.
pissed off.
I just looked at my KD for that game. It was terrible.
Yeah, I didn't even bother looking at mine.
No, I mean, could it be pandering? Possibly, but I think it was always planned by JJ to have her something. Again, that's the problem we're going to have with Episode 9. That if Episode 9 turns out to be like this really great movie and all that, and it fixes all the problems that everybody had as the end of a trilogy should, here's the question. We're going to be stuck with having the debate constantly over and over again was how much of it was JJ's plan and how much of it was a retcon.
Right.
How much of it was pandering and how much was what JJ intended to begin with.
Had originally planned, yeah.
You know,
I'm sure at some point that'll come out. You know, JJ somewhere down the line will do an interview saying, well, this is what my original plan was, this is what we changed, this is what we had to do because of other, you know, people. I'm sure that's going to happen. But it's just a matter of when.
no, you're right.
Jay says, to be fair, Chris, even Ryan has said her parentage hasn't been fully explained to quote Snow TV show.
Well, that's exactly it. I firmly believe that Kylo was full of shit. He was just telling Rey what she wanted to hear and trying to psychologically break her down. It was the I see it too movement all over again when he told her that they were nothing but drunken traders who sold her off for drinking money. Yeah. That was intended to try to break her down and seduce her to his side, to his point of view, because nobody cares about you, but I do, type deal. That was his point.
You're nothing.
Yeah, you're nothing. You're nothing. You're nothing to nobody. You have no point in this story except to me.
I can see it now. Fucking Kylo.
You can be my cinnamon.
Like, oh my god. I can see Kylo talking to the ghost of Anakin Skywalker right now. I'm trying to get Rey to like me, and I told her she was nothing, but not to me. And Anakin's going, no, you gotta tell her she looks like, you gotta ask her if she's an angel. Oh, that's where I fucked up.
Compare her to opposite of sand. Tell her how much you hate coarse, rough sand. That'll get her panties moist.
Oh yeah, that'll get the oven preheated, tell you what. No,
but
Jay says, oh, have you heard the news, quote unquote. Apparently Lucas was brought in to fix Luke for episode 9. I call bullshit.
I've heard that. I don't know if I believe
bullshit.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying Jay's full of shit. I'm just saying the story is full of shit.
Right.
There's no goddamn way. Yeah, no, Lucas is done with Star Wars.
Well, no,
He's
I
not
could
coming
see,
back.
I could see him coming in, and I could definitely see him answering maybe some questions to JJ. But there's nothing about Luke to fix.
No, he's done. I mean, obviously, you know what? They may have asked him as like an advisor role. Obviously we know Mark Hamill's coming back. Probably going to be a Force ghost. So maybe it had to do with, how do I handle Luke? Like, how would you handle Luke as a Force ghost now that he's all powerful, one with the Force? How would he handle some of these situations? What would his attitude be? Stuff like that. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe that's I said. I could definitely see, like, you created the character. How would you play this? Mm-hmm. But to fix Luke, there's nothing to fix. Luke's character is the way it is. He was an all-powerful Jedi who got disillusioned after watching everything he attempted fail. Right. Makes perfect fucking sense to me.
Yep.
It may not be the Luke I wanted to see when I first walked in The Last Jedi, but it's the Luke I got. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to fix. There's no reason to fix that.
Yep.
For the honor of our brothers! Turret online.
Jay says George being on set to check it out is one thing, but quote-unquote fixing Luke, I say bullshit. Yeah, I'm with you. 100%.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I don't doubt one bit that George is upset. I don't doubt that one fucking second. Hell, he's been on set of every movie so far that Lucasfilm has made.
And he has seen every movie, and he's given his opinion on every movie. And, you know, he may be done with creating Star Wars, but that doesn't mean he doesn't care. That's his brainchild. That made his whole entire career. That made him the major conglomerate that he was, or is, his whole entire life. Right. Of course he gives a shit about it. That's like, you know, after your child turns 18, you no longer give a fuck about it. No, you do. You just, you just, you know, it's not in your control anymore.
Keep up the pace, fellas.
You know what I mean? He knows it's not his anymore.
It's like me with the Canon podcast. You know, there's going to be a day come where I don't do it anymore. And, you know, I get to a point where I either have somebody else take it over or whatnot, you know, and then I'm going to look at it and go, well, they're running it this way now, you know. I'm still going to care.
Yeah, you're still going to go. You're still going to go and check out the shows, what they're producing or whatever, or putting out. Yep. Even if it's no longer yours. If I ever turn over the reins of Realm of the Mist Entertainment to somebody, of course I'm still going to check it out. I'm still going to promote it and want to see it flourish and succeed. But it ain't mine anymore.
Yep.
It's whoever I put it in the hands of.
Kyler Knoll says Andy actually liked The Last Jedi when everyone said it disrespected his character. Everybody seems to forget also that even Mark Hamill said that Last Jedi was his favorite Star Wars movie since Empire.
Oh yeah.
Everybody forgets that he said that, you know, and he did. Everybody just ran with, you know, well, this isn't how I would have done it. Everybody ran with that instead of him saying, you know, no, I liked Last Jedi. It was my favorite Star Wars movie since Empire.
Well, Mark was also commenting, quoted on, at first, like you said, at first he's like, that's not how Luke is. He's getting it wrong, but then he's like, and then he corrected himself when he was, and everybody's like, oh, it's a retcon. But no, he was like, no, the problem is I let headcanon get in my way. You grow up with these characters for so long, or you live with these characters so long, you get your own idea in your head on how they're supposed to be.
Yep.
And then you walk away from this character, or somebody else creates the story. And at the end of the day, you know, it may not be what you envisioned of the character, because sure, Luke was not what I envisioned. I grew up with Luke, you know, birth. Luke was not my envisionment. However, Luke was what Luke was. And
but if you take a step
out, take a
step back for a second,
he made sense.
And you actually look, and you look at it at a realistic. You put yourself in his shoes, you know, and what did Luke know? Every time you fail, you go into hiding. Yoda and Obi-Wan did it. He failed. He went into hiding. You know, he exiled himself from the galaxy. What has the Force ever done for Luke?
It's cost him his family, his home, his friends,
everything. You know, and it's destroyed the galaxy in front of his eyes more than once. You know, I mean, I get why he's jaded. I get why he felt the way he did. I get why he removed himself from the equation. I get why he thought the Jedi had to die. I get all of that. You know, you get to a point where you just you can't take it anymore. You know, it doesn't matter who you are.
That's exactly it.
All it did was humanize Luke, in my opinion.
It really did. And I think Luke, that's something that Luke needed. I think Luke really needed to be humanized. Because at the end of Return of the Jedi, again, forgetting the Legends stuff, although I thoroughly love a lot of the stories from the Legends. And of course I love the all-powerful Grandmaster Luke Skywalker from Legends.
Oh, yeah.
But when you break it down back to its essentials, I think Luke, at the end of Return of the Jedi, although he had to burn his father after redeeming him, he was on that high of, I redeemed my dad, we defeated the Empire, I'm going to raise the Jedi. Of course he's going to walk away feeling like, you know, I am a god in this galaxy now.
Mm-hmm.
So he needed humility.
Yeah, no, he did. He needed to be humbled a bit.
And I love the fact that he did have that mentality of like, like you said, what has the Force done for me? The Force has destroyed my family. My father helped destroy the Jedi Order and killed millions of people. You know, it separated me and my sister from each other our whole lives. And now my sister's child has killed everybody I tried to train. The Force has done nothing but destroy the Skywalkers.
And the galaxy.
And the galaxy, but it's particularly, you know, from his standpoint, my own family, my own blood.
Right, personally, yeah.
You know, plus the fact that I'm constantly taunted by the dark side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which was in Legends as well, too. He was constantly tempted by the dark side.
And, you know, we know now that the galaxy had this this shattering moment of realism when they realized that Luke was, you know, the son of Vader.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that didn't help matters either. You know, hell, they even started to badmouth. Luke at one point in Bloodline because of it, and you know, they even said, you don't badmouth Skywalker. He's done plenty for us. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's.
But see, that's the one thing I think everybody forgets about in whether you want to call it canon or you know, if you want to put more personal real life into it. You know, everybody talks about everything Luke has done, but nobody thinks about what Luke sacrificed.
And what he's gone through, yeah.
And what a heavy toll that could play on a person's psyche.
Yeah.
It made perfect sense for Luke to be the way he was. Did I like it? Of course not. I wanted badass Luke Skywalker to face down the First Order with a laser sword.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, really, not just force projection. I wanted it just like everybody else. I didn't get it. But what I did get was a lot more in-depth.
Yeah.
And I will constantly defend Rian Johnson on that.
Yep.
Yay, I got you in the back of the head.
I saw you you leveled up just for
coming in, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ha-ha! How'd you like that roll? That just gave you a jelly roll.
I fell off the map.
I hate when that happens. Oh, hey! I keep forgetting I'm a droid now. Last game I kept forgetting I wasn't a droid.
Oh, yeah.
Last game I was shooting at our teammates forgetting that I'm not a droid anymore.
You team killing fucktard.
It's a legitimate strategy.
Dude, look, I know we did the last After Hours show without getting real political. I'm not gonna get political this time, but
too late. We already did.
You ever listen to the Joe Rogan podcast, Joe Rogan Experience?
Once in a while when he has something that I want to hear, because quite honestly, he's kind of boring.
I enjoy listening to him personally. I don't mind it. You know, he's had some pretty good guests on lately. He had Neil deGrasse Tyson on a while back, but yesterday I was listening to one. Usually he shows like an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. The show the other day was 4 hours long. And I was like, why is it so long? And I looked at it, and he had Alex Jones on.
Oh, I saw clips of that. Alex Jones talking about like extra dimensional beings, aliens.
You want to talk about? Look, I've always called Alex Jones an asshole, even though he's, you know, quote unquote our side of the aisle. But he's batshit crazy.
Yeah.
He is batshit crazy. He gives conservatives a bad fucking name. And there was one part of it in the middle of it where he says something, I don't remember what it was, and Joe Rogan called him on it, and he goes, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm kind of retarded. Like, I fucking lost my shit laughing my ass off. But he just, because you know how his voice is all gravelly and shit, you know? Picture that with this gravelly, deep voice, like, I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of
a dick.
Like, it's fucking, but it was funnier than shit, you know what I mean? But that is one you've definitely got to check out, because he said some shit during that it doesn't matter which side of the fucking aisle you're on, you've got to listen to this fucking podcast. The guy's an asshole. I'll say that. Jay says I watch clips of that podcast.
Well, see, that's all I saw with the clips.
No, it was something to be. I listened to the whole fucking thing. He said he was talking about black market baby organ donations in the hospital. That's what Jay said. He was like, he's just over the top fuck fat. Like, there's no denying.
Republic troops currently outnumber our own.
But I said all that to say this. You know, granted the guy's an asshole. Sorry. Granted the guy's an asshole. But what they did to him was a very dangerous precedent. How they took away all of his bank accounts and his PayPal and all the platforms that he had on, that he was on, you know. That was a very dangerous precedent that they started to touch on, because if they're willing to do it to somebody like him, who says they won't do it to people who are actually, like, legitimately speaking the truth, you know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, has he always been kind of like... I've watched, like, InfoWars and the Alex Jones shit before.
He's got to be one of these guys that the government was giving LSD when he was younger, secretly, and he didn't know about it.
Well, see, I mean, he wasn't my cup of tea. I never looked at him as, like, you know, batshit crazy as he is now, but, like, watching his shows and listening to him, I always thought he was kind of a propagandist for the right. He was Rush Limbaugh on the internet. It's how I looked at him. It's like, I take him with a grain of salt. Yeah, he's shooting out shit that does match to the arguments for my side of the aisle more often than not, but of course he's sensationalizing because that's his job. It goes back to kind of our argument we were having about Star Wars Episode 9, where you sit there and you wonder how much of it was retcon and how much of it was planned.
Right.
You wonder how much of his insanity was because of the fact that he's really that insane, and how much of it is because of everything he's been through.
Right.
Because they cost him everything.
The guy's batshit crazy. I'm sorry. He was batshit crazy before they fucking took all of his shit away.
But did it make it worse? Because all the times I've seen him on the internet or whatever else, you know, I never once expected to ever hear about black market baby donations or extraterrestrial transdimensional beings and all the shit that's been coming out of his mouth now.
If I want that, I'll watch Indy 4. Yeah.
Right? You know?
We have taken the advantage.
Like, even I'm sitting there like, yeah, just like with Donald Trump take his Twitter account away, somebody stop putting this guy on camera.
Yeah. No, I had to listen to it, though. As soon as I saw who it was, I was like, oh my god, this is going to be... And I saw how long it was, I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm like, this is going to be entertaining AF.
Like I said, I always knew that he wasn't firing on all thrusters. But with the situation, it made me wonder how much of it was him just being batshit crazy and how much of it was because it cost him everything. It's made him even worse, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm pretty sure it's a little bit of both.
A combination of the two.
Oh yeah, like it's one thing. The best way I could describe it. Again, I don't mean to sound like a narcissist or something like that, but I do better with examples when I put myself in their shoes, if you will. All right, so forgive me on this. But say for the sake of argument, Realm of the Mist completely and utterly bankrupts and fails. If that's my fault, that's on me. You know what I mean? I got nobody to blame for that but myself. That sucks. You know, I put my heart and soul into it. It just didn't work. Whatever. Now, Realm of the Mist dies because it was taken away from me, or a bunch of bullshit propagandists or rival podcasters or whatever have you cost me my company after all the hard work, money, dedication, and everything else that I put into it. How would that make you feel? I know how it would make me feel. I'd become suicidal, probably homicidal. I put everything into it for many, many years. So I get it. I definitely get why he would be jaded. But but sanity is sanity, whether whether it was there to begin with or not.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, so...
The first time he ever said something, I was just like, what? Was he talking about how the government was making this chemical that turned frogs gay?
Oh, I remember that.
Remember that? And I was like, what the fuck? Like, okay. I was like, maybe he just had a bad dream last night, or he had an upset tummy that day, you know, and something just didn't sit right with him. Maybe he didn't get laid the night before.
No, man, don't blame this on milk and magnesia.
But but then he just started like really ranting into it, and I'm like, he's being serious right now. Like, he really believes this.
I don't get it. I'll be the first one to admit I don't get it.
You know what?
Status acceptable.
I guess frogs can identify as whatever they want to identify as nowadays, right?
Sure. I mean, look. I get what he was trying to do, but...
Wow, we barely won that one.
No, I know, and I was barely paying attention to it. I was enjoying the conversation more. But I mean, you know, it kind of goes down to like Jay. Jay called me on something that I shared on Facebook. Now, arguably,
Did he really?
Yeah, he called me on it. He called bullshit on it. It was propaganda. I didn't think nothing of it. I shared it because it was talking about. I'm backing out, by the way.
Okay.
I shared it because it was shared by somebody outside of the country. And I thought, okay, they did their research. It seems legit to me. I shared it, and he called me on it. He called BS on it, and he was right. You know, it was BS. It was about like taxation in countries that are way more liberal outside of the United States. You know, and you know, I know for a fact Canada has high taxation, but I don't necessarily know about the rest of the world. And he called me on the 40% tax or something like that, and he's absolutely right. Okay, I should have vetted that before I shared it a little better. Okay, so I admit I was wrong. I allowed propaganda to get in on something that I usually try to promote as giving out the truth. That being said, that's pretty much all Alex Jones did. Yeah, what he was spitting may have been factually correct at times. He was a propaganda machine. He was not helping the cause in the sense of like what the gay frogs, for a perfect example. The gay frogs, he wanted to help the right fight against gay rights for sake of argument.
Right.
Let's say we first thought that the right actually wanted gay rights revoked. We don't, but let's say we did. His propaganda doesn't help that cause.
Right.
Which, by the way, I will repeat, the right does not want gay rights revoked. The alt-right, maybe, but I don't speak for the alt-right. They're nuts. But the typical conservative does not care what you do behind closed doors with who, as long as they're of age. That we care about.
Oh yeah, no, that's the big thing. Yeah. And as long as it's human on human.
Well, right on, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. I have to get out of here. I got to go pick up my girl from work. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did in any capacity, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out all the great Let's Plays from Press A Gaming, as well as all the great podcasts around my Miss Entertainment. Brian, why don't you tell them where they can find you? And if you want to continue this, why don't you broadcast and get them to come over to hang out with you?
I might I might actually do that here in a few minutes, because I felt like playing some heroes and villains. So, heroes versus, was it heroes and villains? It is heroes and villains. You guys can find me at Star Wars Canon Podcast. You guys, I think Jay and Kyler Knowles, you guys already know this. You guys can find me there. We didn't do an episode last night because kind of busy taking on some other things. For those of you that don't know, I'm not sure Kyler knows you. I know Jay knows, but Kirsty and I found out we're going to be parents for the first time, so we've been trying to get some things in order, and I guess the podcast is kind of taking a bit of a back burner set for now, but we'll get back into it, I think, here before long. But you guys can find me there as well as on the Facebook page for it.
All right, guys, and we will catch you on the next Order 69, which may be later tonight. You never know, but for now...
Might be later tonight, yeah.
For now, enjoy Brian Miller continuing to play. I got to get out of here, guys. Have a good night.